Prabhu, yes. Can you see if you can share, Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah, just second.
You have the rights, right? Thank you.
Just I'm checking out, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, can start. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah, we'll start with the bhajan. We'll start with kirtan for some time. And yeah, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivardhari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivardhari, Yashodanandana, Brajajana Ranjana, Yashodanandana, Brajajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jayo Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Gauranita, Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Yeah, we'll start with the prayers and then we'll read Bhagavatam, ninth canto, 5th chapter. So we'll be reading this ninth canto, 5th chapter, 7th verse. Okay. Chapter. This is about the prayers by Amarish Maharaj. Okay. So yeah. Let's start with the prayers now. Oh, yeah. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जलशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सग्रजातां सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं स्वजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सगना रघुनाथान्वितं श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्वं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयोदीरयेत्। नस्तप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजनमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाग्रये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिशय नमः। नमः ब्राह्मणदेवाय गोब्राह्मणिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे। हरे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कम करोति वाचालं चांगुलं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं Vatsapatra. Yeah, we'll be reading this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 9.5.7.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, are you sharing the verse, Prabhuji? Because I only see the bhajan.
Just a second, Prabhuji. Yeah, okay. Yeah, can you see now, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Tvat tejasa dharme maye samritam tama prakasasya druso mahatmanam duryo दुरात्यस्य ते महिमा गिरं पते त्वद्रूपमे तत्सद् यः असत् सद् असत् परवरं त्वत्तेजसधर्मं मये संवृतं tamam prakashascha drisho mahatmanam durastasya te mahimam giram pate tvadrupametat sadat paravaram tvat tejasa dharmam maye samritam tama prakashascha drisho mahatmanam Rutasthayate mahimam giram pate Tvad-rupam etat sad asat paravaram. Yeah. Tvad tejasa, by your effulgence, dharma mayena, which is full of religious principles. Samritam, dis dissipated. Tama, darkness. Prakashascha, illumination also. Drisa, all of all directions. Mahatmanam, of great learned personalities. Duratriyaya, insurmountable. Te, you were. Mahima, glorious. Girampate, O master of speech. Tvat Rupam, your manifestation. Etat, this. Sat Asat, manifested and unmanifested. Paravaram, superior and inferior. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O master of the speech, by your effulgence, full of religious principles, the darkness of world is dissipated, and the knowledge of learned persons or the great souls is manifested. Indeed, no one can surpass your effulgence. For all the things, manifested and unmanifested, gross and subtle, superior and inferior, are but various forms of you that are manifested by your effulgence. Purport. Without illumination, nothing can be seen, especially in the material world. The illumination in the world emanates from the effulgence of Sudarshan, the original vision of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The illuminating principles of sun, the moon, and the fire emanate from Sudarshana. Similarly, illumination by knowledge also comes from Sudarshana because with the illumination of Sudarshana, one can distinguish one thing from the another, the superior from inferior. Generally, people accept a powerful yogi like Durvasa Muni as wonderful superior. But if such person is changed by Sudarshan Chakra, we can see his real identity and understand how inferior he is because of his dealings with the devotee. Yeah. Yeah. First I thank you, Lilananda Prabhuji and Anuradha Priya Mataji for the opportunity, for giving this opportunity, and I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas before the start. Yeah. 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 These, so we'll be mainly discussing about the illumination, of the material world, which is illuminated by sun, moon, and fire. All right, and this on the points where of inferior. And second one is the illumination, which we by illumination we can find whether what is inferior and what is superior things and all. Okay, so these are the main these are the points to be discussed actually from the Amarish Maharaj, or from the purport of the Srila Prabhupada. Okay, this chapter is mainly about the prayers, by the Amarish Maharaj. Okay, so it's about the prayers by the Amarish Maharaj for the for the Sudarshana Chakra. Okay, the context for this is actually the Sudarshana Chakra. Durvasa Muni is being chased by the Sudarshana Chakra, right? After the whole episode, after that pastime, now the Durvasa Muni is being chased by the Sudarshana Chakra, and Durvasa Muni tries to go to but tries to approach or go to Brahmaloka, approaches Brahma, then Shiva, right? And then he also goes to Vishnu for seeking forgiveness and to get mercy and all. But Vishnu, Lord Vishnu or Krishna tells him clearly that only his devotee, only Amarish Maharaj can only forgive and all. So Sudarshan Chakra is after him. So after him, and it is chasing him. It is chasing him to devour him or to kill him actually. So this is the context actually, and in this context, so is running, and the Sudarshan Chakra is just chasing him and following him, and he falls into feet of Ambarish Maharaj, right? And Ambarish Maharaj is a devotee of Lord. It is a devotee of the Krishna. So Krishna tells, if somebody has to forgive, it has to be forgiven by his devotee, that is Ambarish Maharaj, where he has incurred all all kinds of sins earlier, right? So that's why if somebody has to forgive, yeah, that has to be Ambarish Maharaj only. So that is what. So now Ambarish Maharaj, being merciful on this Brahmana, this Durvasa Muni, is offering the prayers to Sudarshan actually, so that so that he can get relieved from the Sudarshana. Okay, so these prayers are offered by the Ambarish Maharaj. 1 to 8 are basically all the prayers offered by the Ambarish Maharaj for the Sudarshan Chakra. So Sudarshan Chakra is the same, actually is the same as the Lord. Okay, it is not different from the Lord, right? And it is we all know that everything is a person in the spiritual world. Everything is a person. All right. So everything is a person, and one example where once Radhanath Swami Maharaj was giving a lecture in one of the congregational program, right, at Mumbai, and one after the program, one boy wanted to ask some question. One Mataji raised the hand and wanted to ask the question and all. Yeah, she was allowed to ask the question. So this boy uh, yeah, told the question to his mother actually, this Mataji, and Mataji took the permission from Maharaj, and she wanted to ask the question. So she said, "Can I ask one question? My son wanted to ask the question. So can I ask?" That is what she requested. So, and she asked, and she asked on behalf of his son, right? And that his son wanted to know actually when Sudarshan Chakra is chasing Ambarish Maharaj, right? Throughout and Ambarish, he's chasing the Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni was running all over the world and all to escape and all, right? So he was asking why he didn't chop his head. uh, it was chasing him. It was actually hurting his back and all. But why didn't chop his head? So that was the question asked by this boy through her mother actually. So Radhanath Swami Maharaj just paused for these few seconds and tried to answer this. So Maharaj answered, whenever Durvasa is trying to approach a devotee and trying to fall onto the feet of the devotee, and want to try to approach devotee and fall into feet of the devotee. So Sudarshana was since it is a person, Sudarshana being a person, and since this Durvasa Muni was humbling in front of the devotee, so it did not chop his head. Okay, so that's why whenever he was talking to a devotee, whenever he was humbling himself and falling at the feet of Shiva or Brahma, or right, or even Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, right? So whenever he was humbling himself in front of a devotee, so it did not chop this head. So everyone was satisfied with this answer. And this example, we can understand that Sudarshana actually is a person. So everything is a person in the spiritual world. Okay. So this Sudarshana actually means Sudarshan, right? Sudarshan. Darshan means vision. It's a perfect vision actually. It's a perfect vision, right? And auspicious vision. Su means auspicious, and auspicious vision or perfect vision actually, right? So this is what about. So this Sudarshana is actually it's actually illuminates, right? So illuminates when it gets illuminated. So we have the perfect vision or perfect darshan actually. Okay, so so it so the nature or the nature of the Sudarshan or the activity which Sudarshan does actually is chases all the all the person who do wrong things actually. So and so that they fall into the right place actually. So here we can see that Amarish Maharaj is falling into right place. Durvasa Muni is falling into right place at the feet of Amarish Maharaj. So that is the role of the Sudarshan actually. One example, like we have the broom, right? We have the broom at our houses. Okay, so this broom, so the broom helps us to uh, to uh, to uh, to to move the dust from one corner of the room to the other corner of the room, right? And then we take this dust into the tray, or the we scoop this dust into the tray and throw it, right? So similarly, Sudarshan role is also, it changes the persons who are who actually who are irreligious actually, and who trouble the devotees actually, who trouble the devotees or the Lord. So that is what the role of the Sudarshan. So this material world is actually is created actually. This material world, if you understand, if this material world is to created to reform, right? To reform and to reform the living entities and send back to the where they actually belongs, right? So where they actually belong. For example, in the sense to send to the Goloka. So this material world is for that. So whoever whoever does the irreligious activities, or who are not in line with the constitutional position, or not with the with the plans of the God and all, right? So so this Sudarshan Chakra will be chased, and will be chasing him, and it will make him to fall in the right place and all. So that is what. So coming to the point now, the elimination of the material world. See, we all know that the spiritual world doesn't require any kind of illumination, right? It is self-illuminated, right? But whereas this material world, actually, this material world requires the illumination. Illumination. It requires illumination. It requires actually sun, moon, or fire, or even electricity. Electricity is required, right, to get illuminated and all. So that is the thing. So Sudarshana is main thing for the illumination. So everything, the illumination is coming from Sudarshana actually. So this we may have the vision, 20 by 20 vision, by the grace of the Lord, by Charma Chakshu and all, right? But we should have vision of Shastra Chakshu, right? We should see through the our eyes of Sukdev Goswami. So to understand in the right perspective actually. So when we see through the eyes of the great devotees, or the eyes of the Sukdev Goswami, then we can actually understand things in a right perspective. All right. So otherwise, we'll think we will take everything as the wrong actually. So in order to understand everything in a right perspective, we should follow the Shastra, Shastra Chakshu, and also we should follow the realized person. We have to follow the realized person. So when somebody has already realized Krishna, then they can give us the right perspective. So that is what, when we have the Shastras, okay, that illuminates and gives us the right perspective. Okay. So so otherwise we may end up with always being with a wrong perspective and all, right? So we and all, see, in this material world, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse 2.1.3 where it is says that the human beings are trying during the day to earn the money and all, during the day and all, and they're spending the nights with sleeping and all. So in order to understand the purpose of the life, in order to take everything in the right perspective, the guidance of realized souls are required actually. So we have to see through the eyes of Sukadev Goswami, Sutta Goswami, all right? So in order to understand things in the right perspective uh, and get eliminated actually. So that is what they. And the second point here in the prayers of Amarish Maharaj, are which Amarish Maharaj is, and Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain, is illumination which is superior and inferior, superior and inferior. When a sun gets illuminated, right? When sun is illuminated, we can see the things. Otherwise, in the darkness, what happens? In the darkness, we cannot see anything, and we think something for the other and all, right? In the darkness, we in the darkness we have the fear actually, and we have the fear to collide and all, and so we do not have right perspective. We may think something to some other things and all, so we will need to have the right perspective. uh, so sun is required to understand. Sun is required. This illumination is required to understand what is superior and what is the inferior and all. Otherwise, we will not understand. Right here, we can understand. Actually, we before so before this Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Before we might be thinking that Ambarish Maharaj, we might be thinking that Durvasa Muni is a great Brahmana, right? But the illumination of the sun, or the Sudarshana, but through the illumination of the sun and the Sudarshana, we could understand what he is actually. So we can so the Sudarshana was there in the Satya Yoga, right? So Sudarshana was there in Satya Yoga, and it was Ambarish Maharaj. It helped Ambarish Maharaj actually, right? But this, in the Kali Yuga, now we have the process given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Sudarshana is compared to the in Sudarshana of Satyuga, which helped to eliminate the things for the Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni, right? Is compared to similar to the process given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Kali Yuga actually. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this process, right? Process of chanting, right? Book Bhagavat and person Bhagavat. This process, which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which will eliminate us, which will illuminate actually, right? It actually cleanse our heart actually. So sun also, sun or Sudarshana which helped to eliminate during the time of Satya Yuga. Same process we have been given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which will cleanse from inside, right? But the sun may not remove impurities inside our heart and all. But the process given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will cleanse our heart and removes the impurities which are in their heart. So this Sudarshana is compared to the process given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during this age, during this Kali Yuga. So that Harinam. So Harinam is the process which is given so to cleanse the heart, right? So so this is the thing. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also given the book the book Bhagavat, right? He has given the book Bhagavat. Yes, because this book Bhagavat helps us actually to understand in the right perspective actually. Okay, we see various newspapers, medias, right, where the propaganda is made, and a hero suddenly insignificant persons become hero and all, right? And after some time this person again becomes a zero and all. So with the wrong propaganda, a person can be hero, or any insignificant person can be hero or zero within no time actually. So this propaganda made by the papers, newspapers, media. So it will just with the wrong propaganda, any can be hero or zero within a no time and all. But Srimad Bhagavatam is compared to the sun actually, which actually gives the right perspective, which kicks out actually the Kaitava Dharma. Sometimes even we think religion actually. Sometimes we think irreligion to be religion actually. So this it kicks out the Kaitava Dharma, right? And it gives us a right perspective. So this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is actually gives the right perspective. Okay, so the right perspective. So unless unless Srimad Bhagavatam was there, we could not understand about the Durvasa Muni. So Srimad Bhagavatam actually reveals the who is Durvasa, what is his nature, right? What is his nature? Before that, we were thinking that he's a nice Brahmana, and he's nice yogi, and he's nice Brahmana, right? But Srimad Bhagavatam, with the light of the Srimad Bhagavatam, or with the illumination of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can understand what was the Durvasa Muni, and what was the role of Amarish Maharaj. So this light was being thrown on a devotee of the Lord, Ambarisha. Amarish Maharaj was a normal devotee, right? He was just ruling. He was emperor, and he was a normal devotee and all. But through Srimad Bhagavatam, through the light of the Bhagavatam, which is illuminating like a sun, right? We can understand who is Durvasa, right? And what he has done to a great devotee like for the great devotee Ambarish and Maharaj and all. So Srimad Bhagavatam gives us the right perspective, right? So, and also it also gives the auspiciousness actually. Srimad Bhagavatam is also gives, or Sudarshana gives the auspiciousness, right? So yeah, it gives auspiciousness and all, right? So this is what. So and when the actually when the calamities happens, right? Calamities happen, the auspiciousness comes out actually. So in the sense, auspiciousness is nothing but a coming something closer to Krishna, or we coming back into original constitutional position. That is what the auspiciousness brings. Here, the Durvasa Muni was offending the devotee, Barish Maharaj and all. But the Sudarshana was chasing, and it brought him back to made him to fall to feet of the devotee and all. So that he can he can realize and come back to the constitutional position. Similarly, we have various calamities in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right, where it brings to closer to Krishna. One such example is the Govardhan Puja. Govardhan Puja. So there were the torrents of rain on whole Vrindavan. So Indra was causing so much of rains in the Vrindavan and all. After this calamity was over, we can understand that it brought this all the Rajvasis or even Indra closer to Krishna actually. So always the calamities bring the closer to Krishna. Even in this episode of the Durvasa Muni also, in the Durvasa Muni, after this calamity, it brought him to closer to Krishna and all. Okay. So these are the examples, and apart from that, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came to give the person is a person Bhagavat, right? He has came to give the holy name, Kalikalena Name Kalikalena Krishnena Nama Rupa. So in this now in this holy name, so everything was all the auspiciousness was there. All the this name this holy name has everything actually. So it has all the properties of the Sudarshana, right? This holy name has all the four things actually. The Krishna as Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, right? So all these potencies of these, all the four things are there in the holy name. So all four in one. So holy name is four in one actually. So all these things, all these potencies are in this holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this holy name also. So person is a person Bhagavat, right? He has given the book Bhagavat, is a person Bhagavat, and he has given this holy name, right? So that is, and Srila Prabhupada has given has written the most of the things in Srimad Bhagavatam about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is because he is a person Bhagavat, right? So 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 all the potencies are there in this holy name, right? So all the potencies of the Shankha Chakra Gada, these all potencies are there in this holy name, right? If we understand, right? If we see the Gada and the Chakra were being used for demons actually, okay? For the Asuras and demons and all, right? Right? And the lotus or lotus and conchal is being used for the devotees and all. Okay, so but all these potencies of the four things are there in this holy name, right? So if we compare this demon, right, fiery demon, which was after the Amarish Maharaj, right? Which is after this Amarish Maharaj was uh, was uh, uh, was stopped by the Sudarshan and all, right? So similarly, the holy name can act actually, can act. It can overcome all the troubles of the material existence actually. So that is what. So holy name acts as a Sudarshana, right? So it's Sudarshana which is there in Satyuga. This holy name can counteract same kind of things, same kind of things like whatever the material existence, whatever the problems of the material existence can be counteracted actually, right? So this holy name can cleanse our heart. It can, even if we chant the holy name with even with kama, krodha, right? Anything, but still the holy name has the potency to cleanse our heart and all. So here the comparison of Sudarshana, where it is trying to save from the fiery demon, which was released by the Durvasa Muni. And similarly, the holy name is trying to cleanse our heart from inside, right? And both are that is the actual comparison. So Durvasa Muni. Oh, sorry. So this is what. So, and one more example of the calamities, right, which brings us to the closer to Krishna actually. So Dhruva Maharaj, we can see that Dhruva Maharaj also 5 years boy actually was wanted to wanted to get into lap of his father and all, right, but he was not he was being chastised by his stepmother and all, and then with the instructions of Narada Muni, with the mother and Narada Muni, he could perform, he could do or perform the great tapasya, and he could seek Krishna in only 6 months and all. And when he saw the Krishna just with his conscience touched his cheek actually. So Durvasa Muni. So at once all the knowledge of the absolute truth was received, but was gained by this Durvasa Muni. Okay. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the knowledge. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually given the knowledge of all tattvas, all knowledge, tattva gyan to Sanatana Goswami, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this knowledge to Sanatana Goswami in 1 month, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this knowledge in 10 days to Rupa Goswami. But within few seconds, the Dhruva Maharaj could get by the touch of the conchal on the cheek and all. So we can understand from this that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Srimad Bhagavatam actually she has given Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the process. Is a person Bhagavata, and he has given the book Bhagavata. And as I told, Srila Prabhupada has written about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Srimad Bhagavatam because he is a person Bhagavata, and he is a person Bhagavata, he has come to give the book Bhagavata and all. So Bhagavatam, so Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So the Bhagavatam should be read daily, so that it eliminates actually, it eliminates and removes all the inauspiciousness. It cleanses everything. So similarly, we have to chant actually we have to chant the names of the Lord, because these holy names, these names has the potency to cleanse our hearts from inside actually. Though the sun do not have any potency to clean inside, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the process where we can cleanse the heart from inside and all, and we can be freed from this Davagni, right? Cheto Dharpana Manjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvarpanam. So the Davagni, which is fire which is Davagni, which is there for Davagni of material existence, which is there in the which is there in that can be extinguished with the by the chanting of the holy name and all. So even though we do not have the Sudarshana physically, like to protect the Amarish Maharaj from the fierce demon, we have all the potencies of Sudarshana in the holy name, which will rescue us from the all the uh, all the all the miseries actually, all four kinds of miseries, 4 plus 3 kinds of miseries, like birth, death, old age, disease, and also the 4 plus and 3 adi daivika, adhyatmik, and adi bhautik, these miseries. So this is the comparison actually between the Sudarshana which had in Satya Yuga and what we had now the holy name in the Kali Yuga actually. So that it can both the purpose is to illuminate actually and show what is superior and what is inferior, right? So Srimad Bhagavatam is also actually is compared to the sun, and it gives the right perspective actually. So where we have misunderstood Durvasa Muni, who was a actually great yogi, but with the light of only with Srimad Bhagavatam we can understand what was the position of Durvasa and what was the position of Amarish. So it has elevated Amarish Maharaj. If no Bhagavatam was there, so we would not have understood the Amarish Maharaj's greatness and all, right? So that is what. So it has given it has thrown the light. It has given the right perspective. Like Sudarshana illuminates, so Srimad Bhagavatam also illuminates and gives the right perspective, right? And it gives auspiciousness. It brings actually closer to Krishna, right? After the calamities, even calamities bring closer to Krishna. We can understand from Govardhan Puja, the Durvasa's pastimes, right? There was a calamity which was created by his stepmother, right? After this calamity, you could get closer to Krishna. You could see Krishna actually, right? And he could see Krishna. He could get all the knowledge of absolute truth. He could see Krishna and all, right? So these are all examples, right? Even Parikshit Maharaj, right? After he was being cursed by he was being cursed, right? So after this calamity, you could understand the from the Sukdev Goswami, the whole Bhagavatam and all. So calamities also are good and brings auspiciousness. It brings closure to Krishna. It brings back to our constitutional position, right? So that is what. So anything which brings the closer to Krishna is actually good and auspicious. And also Srimad Bhagavatam and the chanting process, which has the potencies of elimination of Sudarshan, is to be accepted, and it should be accepted, and this process should be followed actually to cleanse from inside and all. So so the lessons actually what we have to learn from this is we have to act, we have to uh, so we have to act properly. We should not act like asuras. Like should not act like asuras. Like Durvasa Muni as acted as an asura, like towards as a for towards Amarish Maharaj and all. So that's why if we act something like asura, there is a Sudarshan Chakra who will protect. Who will protect the devotees from this asura and all. So that we have to understand. So we have to act properly against act properly against the pure devotees and all. We should not act as an asura like asuras and all, because Sudarshana Chakra will not discriminate who is inferior and who is superior and all, right? So it will safeguard the devotees of the Lord actually. And we should also not neglect the Vaishnavas and all. The Durvasa Muni, being a Brahman and being a yogi, he was neglecting actually Vaishnava. He was neglecting the great Vaishnava Amarish Maharaj, because being a Brahman, and this Amarish Maharaj being a Kshatriya, he was thinking that he was of the low caste and all. So we should not neglect the Vaishnavas. We cannot neglect the Vaishnavas. So these are the lessons we can learn from this pastime, where we should not act as asuras against as asuras towards the pure devotees and all. And we should not neglect Vaishnavas. Like Barish Maharaj has just neglected Amarish, sorry, Durvasa Muni, being a Brahmana, he thought the Amarish Maharaj is Kshatriya and is just neglected him, but he was a great devotee of the Lord. Right, with the Srimad Bhagavatam, we can understand the right perspective, right position of the right perspective of the Amarish Maharaj and all, and we can understand who is Durvasa Muni and all. Right, so these are the things we should understand from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, from these pastimes. Yeah, just yeah, I think. So, yeah, when we take the shelter of the Bhagavatam, so all this ignorance will go away. So, we should always take the shelter of Bhagavatam, and we have to read Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya and all. Yeah, so this is so with this when we take the shelter of the Bhagavatam, it has been said 5 kind of ignorance will be removed, like accepting body to the self, where Durvasa Muni has accepted, was thinking the body to be self. So this is the first kind of ignorance which go away, and making sense gratification, being anxious about the material identifications, lamentations, and thinking that something is beyond the absolute truth. So these all kinds of this all kinds of ignorance will go away when we take the shelter of the Bhagavatam and all. So so we should take the association of the sun, association of the holy name, and the devotee and or devotee Bhagavat, so that we can cleanse from inside and all. So yeah, so we should take the shelter of the sun, so the things we can see the things properly and understand what is valuable and what is not valuable, and we can strive towards the right priority to achieve actually. So that is what is about. Yeah, I think I'm yeah, I think I covered. Yeah, if you have anything, any comments, any questions, we can take up. So this all these chapter, this 5th chapter is about the prayers to the Sudarshana Chakra actually. So that it cools down or it calms down on the on Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni comes to Amarish Maharaj for rescue, and he falls at his feet actually. So Durvasa Muni, so Amarish Maharaj being the merciful on this Brahmana, he offered this prayers to Sudarshana, so that the Sudarshana calms down and all, and he is saved actually. So after these the verses which covers are actually the Durvasa Muni actually praises the Amarish Maharaj, who is a great devotee of the Lord, and he can understand the position of the devotee. So after these verses, it is about the description is about that actually. So he understand how great the devotee of the Lord is, and he praises the Amarish Maharaj. And Amarish Maharaj was merciful to this Brahmana. And after this, Durvasa Muni, after this, Amarish Maharaj requested Durvasa Muni to have the prasadam, and all. And Durvasa Muni accept the food, and then after this, after accepting, then again Amarish Maharaj accepts the food after Durvasa Muni, and after 1 year, this all this Sudarshana Chakra was chasing for 1 year, and also after 1 year, the Amarish Maharaj accepts the food, right? So and after this, Amarish Maharaj goes renunciate everything, all the emperor, all the kingdom to his sons, and then renunciate everything, kingdom to his sons, and go to the forest, Manasarovar. He goes to the Manasarovar for doing the tapasya and all. So this is about the whole the chapter. This chapter is about this actually. So I have taken this verse because previously I spoke about Nahabhaga. Nabaga was son of Nabaga. Nabaga son is Ambarish Maharaj. So Ambarish Maharaj has acquired all these qualities from Nabaga. So Nabaga also in ninth canto, fourth chapter, where it is about the Nabaga, which we discussed previously. So the Ambarish Maharaj has got all these great qualities from Nabaga. So Nabaga got this absolute knowledge or absolute truth knowledge from Shiva, where as we previously discussed and all. So he got all this knowledge, absolute knowledge from Shivji actually, where this Nabaga has performed some rituals or sacrifices in particular arena where Shiva comes and gives the benedictions, and he gives all the not only the benedictions of absolute knowledge, absolute truth knowledge, but also all the wealth which is acquired there, which is gained in this arena, in this arena, and also so Nabaga gets benefited from the Shivji, Shiva, and also he gets the knowledge of the absolute truth. He gets the wealth from Shiva, where because he has performed some austerities in the arena where, and also, and his son again is Ambarish Maharaj. So all these great qualities as of the Ambarish Maharaj, he's got this all great qualities from his father Nabaga, and also we had to discuss. So this was some of the topics actually which was given by Radhesham Prabhuji for the Grihasthas to, it should be read for all the Grihasthas. But I have read only chapter, but I could not find anything much on this Grihastha part, only to extent of the renunciation and all. One part is he got the great qualities from the Nabaga, his father Amarish Maharaj, and last 26th verse where all the he becomes renunciate. He renunciate everything and gives his son and goes to Manasarovar for doing tapasya and all. So I don't know why he has given, but I did not have understood maybe. So that is that's why I've chosen this verse, because it was given by Radhesham Prabhuji, and also it was in continuation with the 9th canto, 4th chapter and all, where it ends with Nabaga, and now it starts with Ambarish Maharaj and all, who was a descendant of Nabaga and all. Yeah, so all this which I have spoken, actually, I heard from His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhuji. So this comparison of Sudarshan with the holy names, illumination of Sudarshan, and the cleansing of sun for the, and it's throwing a light. Sun throws a light and gives the right perspective, and it is compared all similarly. The holy name, the process is cleansed inside the art, and it removes it removes all kind of all kinds of right, all kinds of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, right? All these 5 things, and also it cleanses. These whole names has all the potencies, and also it will cleanse. It eliminates and gives the right perspective and all, right? So we should not think that the Sudarshan is not available now. It is available in the form of the holy name. So all the four chakra, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma is there in the these all potencies are there in the holy name. And there are many pastimes also where this holy name is protected actually, right? There is a pastime where the devotees used to travel from Bengal to Puri, and also from Bengal to Orissa, right? So the Bengal was ruled by the Muslim ruler, and then Orissa was ruled by the Pratap Rudra, and also so they used to face many difficulties, or they used to many situations where this holy name has protected. Just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say to devotees, just chant the holy name, it will protect you. So this holy name would protect from these rulers, from the they has to they need to cross the river actually to get into Odisha from Bengal, and also during the night all the animals used to come to drink the water. So these when they chant these holy names, so the names used to save them from these animals, and it used to save them from these Muslim rulers, and also and even dacoits occurred. So holy name also protects the devotees. So it has all the auspiciousness of Sudarshana and all. So that's the way we have to understand and take the advantage of the holy name. Yeah, just extended myself. So any comments, any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the class. And I got thinking. My question is, Prabhu, does the Lord only protect his pure devotees? Because if you look at it in Bhagavatam also, Prabhuji, like you're having like even Jada Bharata, when he's taken by the dacoits, Kali comes and then chops off the head of the dacoits. But in today's world, in Kali Yuga, what we are seeing, Prabhuji, like you had this example in Bangladesh, you had Vaishnava devotees who were killed by some terrorist people, right, Prabhuji? So in this context, Prabhuji, how do we understand this? Who does the Lord come down and protect? Does he only protect the pure devotee?
No, we have to understand. For example, you have taken thing of Bangladesh, Prabhuji. What I understand, I'll just explain you. We have to understand. We have to understand that we have to understand the role of that devotee. Actually, we have to think that that devotee has come here to play some role and all, and it is the mercy of the Lord. He has been taken to Goloka, or he may be taken to some other planet where maybe it may have some requirement, right? Yeah, so the Krishna has wanted to give some service to him and all. So even though externally it may appear that it may appear to us that it was the kind of the death the kind of the pain they were getting actually, but it hurts us but externally. But we have to understand everything is a plan of the Lord, and we have to understand that he had some other he was being we should understand that he is taken he reaches actually the constitutional position. He reaches to Goloka actually. He went to the right place. Or if there could be a requirement in some other universe where it could have some requirement, so that this Krishna wanted him. So that the way we have to understand, that the way, the perspective. Even I do not have that much of realization, but that's the way we have to understand. When we That is what we have discussed at one point with while taking the association of Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, right? We get this taking things in the right perspective and all, right? So when we touch or constantly come in touch with Srimad Bhagavatam, we can get the right perspective. That is what we understand. Not only that, Bangladesh devotees, there are many devotees actually from last 1 year, very many devotees in the ISKCON Chowpatty, senior devotees, right? Many of them were suffering. Actually, there was a liver problem, there was heart problem and all, multiple problems. They were suffering. They were in for from months. They were in Bhaktivedanta hospitals and all. They were doing great services. They were doing great services. They used to collect more than some crores for Janmastamis and all. They were giving great services to the Guru and Srila Prabhupada, but they were in pain. They were in pain. So we have to. They were in pain. So what we have to understand. Even I do not have that much realization. Or when something happens, we try to take in wrongly, but we have to understand that devotees had some purpose. So Krishna has taken them, and they may be taken to Goloka or whatever it may be. They may be taken to other universe where they have some other service there. So that is the way we have to understand. Even though it is difficult right now for us to understand that, but slowly we have to cultivate. I'll tell you one example of Vamshidhar Prabhu, who departed recently actually. So that Prabhuji, actually, her Vamshidhar Prabhu's Mataji, actually, the Mataji was suffering from cancer actually from many years. She was diagnosed as cancer, and she was getting treated chemotherapy and all. So suddenly, suddenly last year, he was this year he was joined into hospital and all. So he was worried about her, because she's a cancer patient and all. He was worried about her actually. But Mataji used to tell him, don't think of me. Don't even in the last days in the hospital, don't think of me. Just think of Krishna. Just think of Krishna. Everything will be managed. So that Prabhuji has given all the services, bank accounts, everything access to one of the devotee. And the Mataji, though she was in that pain, she was suffering from the cancer, she was able to tell her husband, Vamshidhar Prabhuji, actually, don't think about what happens to me, or what happens to me after this thing and all, after you go away and all. You just think about Krishna. You can perfect your life. So that kind of understanding they have, that kind of understanding they have, that kind of right perspective they have actually. So that they could get only through chanting, through association, and rendering lot of services to Guru and all. So that kind of perspective, right perspective, they could get, Prabhuji. So that is what I can answer, Prabhuji, with my little knowledge and little this thing. Maybe Lilananda Prabhuji or somebody can share much on this actually. Anandra Prabhu,
Thank you.
did I answer you, or I still confused you? I don't know, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji, you answered, Prabhuji. So my only thing is that, in Satyuga, when the level of this kind of adharma was maybe lesser or not in non-existent, then God chose to come and give a message that you should not do this. Now, when actually in Kali Yuga, when the level of adharma is so high, those messages don't seem to be coming. That is my only thing, Prabhu.
No, the message will come, but we have to understand, Prabhuji, because this material world is actually created. We wanted this material world, and it is created to reform ourselves. So reformation is only possible when we accept the process given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Then when we accept the process, then we will be reformed and we will be placed in the right constitutional position, right? Srila Prabhupada used to say, right? Srila Prabhupada, the eternal Jiva, eternal Lord, eternal Jiva, eternal Lord, and eternal spiritual sky will. These all are eternal. So when we follow this process, when we all are in this material world, when we have to understand, we have to realize that we have to realize and we have to reform ourselves actually, so that we can go back to the place where we actually belong, right? We actually belong. So that is what. So coming closer to Krishna, or coming to back to the original constitutional position, right? So this Sudarshan Chakra is also doing the same thing. So it is actually forcing the Durvasa Muni to fall into right place, so that he can reform and he can what is, yes, Dayan offense towards a great devotee. So he wanted, so what Sudarshan Chakra wanted to him to reform and fall back at his right place, and so that is what the so yogi, but the yogi could not do that, could not understand, but a devotee of the Lord, Amarish Maharaj, as a right perspective here, right? It is said that only bhakta can understand the right perspective. Even you do all kind of upasanas or yogis or whatever you do, right? But you will not get the right perspective, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare-
One
Hare
more.
Krishna.
Yeah, Giriraj Prabhuji, you have any question? Yeah, Hare Krishna.
I think Giriraj Prabhu wants to say something.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The analogy is very wonderful, Guruji, that Sudarshan Chakra, her holy name is Sudarshan Chakra. Yes, it is all potencies. There is no difference between Lord and Sudarshan Chakra and holy name. Thank you for sharing that one, Guruji. And it can cut into pieces of all impurities. Which one? Sudarshan Chakra as well as holy name also. That also wonderfully put it. Thank you so much. Just want to thank you.
So it's all the grace of Radha Gopinath Prabhuji. So that's all. I mean, saying, so whatever the faulty things are mine, and everything is Radha.
Hare Krishna.
Hare-
That's good. Yeah, it's already 8:30. The 2-3 lessons we learned from this talk from Akinchana Prabhu, that everyone appreciated the analogy between the social chakra and the holy name. The second thing is very important, what the devotee asked the question, calamities and auspiciousness. What Akinchana Prabhu was mentioning that after all calamities, auspiciousness comes. But what happens, what we see in the day-to-day life, that in case of Amarish Maharaj also, it took almost 1 year. The Sudarshan Chakra, it took 1 year Sudarshan Chakra to come to an end, and Amarish Maharaj got saved. Similarly, in the Govardhan Puja, also Govardhan Lila also, it almost take a long time. It was raining heavily, and then ultimately Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill and saved all devotees. In the case of Dhruva Maharaja also, he did the tapasya, whatever, for years together. Then Vishnu came to give him his darshan. So these are the things we should understand, that after calamities, the auspiciousness comes definitely, but it takes time. So how to wait for such long time? The only things we can wait is the association of devotees who are definitely has good knowledge and who has faith in the devotees. And second thing, definitely sadhana and holy name. So after all calamities, auspicious comes, but it takes time. And in the day-to-day routine, day-to-day in the normal devotees, like we are practitioners, that devotees ask for the Bangladesh people, all those things. This all calamities keep on coming, like we see in the Abhimanyu. All the devotees will not saved like Amarish Maharaj. Many devotees have the ultimately they have to undergo the what do you say the kala, the death also. Like Abhimanyu died, he was also devotee. Like we heard from the many devotees also, like Alhadni Mataji. We know many devotees, they died in the course of time without what we say actually look like during the activities and services. Then when calamities comes in the life of devotees, the practitioners, we have to be in the association of devotees, and we have to be in the guidance of the people who already have such knowledge, and definitely in the holy name sadhana. And auspiciousness takes time. We don't know the plans of Krishna, as Akinchana Prabhu was saying that devotees must have gone somewhere and all those things. But externally look difficult, but we have to stick to our association with the devotees and the holy names and sadhana, and we can see the light of auspiciousness on a due course of time. So calamities and auspiciousness is a very good point, what Akinchana showed, but it takes time, and we have to be just believe in the words of Krishna. These 2 points are very important. Just wanted to say. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for adding. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Hare
can I ask
Krishna.
a question?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, going back to this Bangladesh issue, I don't know. I always have this doubt. Actually, me and my brother also we have discussed this couple of times. So, what does ISKCON teach us in that situation? So, is it just we have to accept that Krishna want to take back the devotee to his abode? Or I don't know what sort of punishment those terrorists got after this situation happened in Bangladesh. So, what does ISKCON teach us in this situation, Rabji? We have done some. We went a lot of people around. We sang in the public gardens. All those things. That is fine. We protest. But is it the real correct way to go like that? Just protest, singing bhajan, and accept the situation as it is? Or what exactly ISKCON teaches us, Prabhuji? Because I've seen this Prabhupada YouTube channel, that one Abhay Charan. When Subhash Chandra Bose and Prabhupada, when they both were discussing, Prabhupada was saying, no, what Gandhiji has taught is right, ahimsa. And Subhash Chandra Bose was completely against it. No, I have to go and fight. But Prabhupada was against it. So I was always confused whether we have to really stick to ahimsa, whatever things happens, we have to see that, okay, Krishna is the person who takes care of it. He wants to take the devotees back to his abode. Or what is the duty of the devotees in this situation, Prabhuji, for example, in Bangladesh situation?
Yeah, I'll try to answer, answer Mataji. I don't know much, but I'll try to answer with what little understanding I have. Yeah, we have to understand that some things are not not our control also, Mataji. So some external things that not under control. What we could have done is just chant for that particular devotee who was right for that devotee and all. So we could do some protests and all, so that it influences the government and all, right? But we have to understand that everything whatever happened, right, whatever is happened or whatever is happening is under the control of Krishna, right? He is and everything is under the control of the Krishna. And we should understand that these may be also the Krishna plans, right? And whatever whatever we only get the purity only when we try to do for that kind of devotee, when we try to do protest and whatever was there in our hands and all, right? So there were many devotees who have not participated also, right? So only participation in that kind of protest will will us actually personally will get us purity and all. For him, actually, for that devotee, it was for the plan. It was the plan of Krishna, and Krishna is the controller of everything. We cannot understand what are the Krishna's plans and all. So that is what. So what we can do, what is in our control, we pray for such kind of devotees, right? So that is what we can do, and what we get is the purity. But what he got, what he has attained, we cannot see, right? We cannot see, or we cannot understand with our charma chakshu. We cannot understand, or we cannot see, right? That is what. So only Krishna knows where he is and why he was taken and all. So yeah, but only what was on our hands is to externally that it brings us auspicious purity. This is for us, and for the government, maybe this protest, they can take some say some things, actions and all. So that is the only thing we could have done, right, Mataji? That is what I can understand. Yes, Leland Prabhuji, if you can share on this, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare
That will
Krishna.
be helpful for me as well.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving the opportunity. And just going to add few things that you told. So a couple of things. I also wanted to add few points on top of what Anandaram Prabhu also asked. So let me start with Padma Mataji's thing. Mataji, you should understand that everything that happens in a devotee's life is completely under the control of Krishna, completely as per the sanction of Krishna, right? So there is no doubt that Krishna, sanctioned. Obviously, he sanctions it for everyone, but specifically he looks into it when he sanctions it for devotees, right? So what did ISKCON do? What happened to ISKCON as a reaction to this? That is one angle of one aspect that you asked, which I'll answer. And another is, what about the devotee himself? After doing so much service, what did he ultimately get, right? Which looked externally very gory and very bad. Yeah, so we'll try to answer this in two ways. So first one, what did ISKCON get out of it? I think as a whole community of ISKCON, the unity arose. Maybe Krishna planned this incident at that time so that the whole ISKCON comes together. And 1 minute, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, sorry, Prabhu. There was a little disturbance here. So, from a ISKCON perspective, you should see that this incident shook the whole community, no doubt about it. But it brought us together as a family. There was a protest against this incident across the whole world, in every single ISKCON temple, be it Ukraine, South Africa, Canada, everywhere. Every part of the world reacted to this, and we showed that we are one bigger community. The incident triggered it, right? Yes, as a growing institution, keeping Prabhupada in the center, sometimes incidents like this bring together the whole family. So I would see it as a positive thing from a ISKCON person, not positive thing for the devotee. Let me be very clear on that. One other incident, Swayam, Prabhupada exemplified is when Prabhupada was there and he was visiting Germany. There were a lot of protests in Germany against Hare Krishna, and they destroyed a lot of temples of Hare Krishna. It's a very famous incident in ISKCON. So we are talking about one temple in Bangladesh. That time they destroyed like all the centers, all the temples, whatever 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, 10 small centers, they literally broke it off, broke the temples off. Devotees also got hurted, and there were protests against Hare Krishna in Germany for whatever reason. And when this news was brought in front of Prabhupada, and the Prabhupada, was given, see Prabhupada, so many places, we have been negatively propagated. See this newspaper, see this magazine, see this articles everywhere. Prabhupada, they have written that Hare Krishnas are a problem. Prabhupada definitely felt sad that devotees went through so much, but at the same time, Prabhupada even laughed. It is told by a devotee in the memories of Prabhupada that Prabhupada immediately laughed and said, "Oh, we could not do this much publicity of Hare Krishna that these people have done for us." Right? So Prabhupada told, see, every single person in Germany today has read Hare Krishna in the morning, seeing the newspaper. So Prabhupada is holding the newspaper, like, Hare Krishnas, like that. Everybody has read Hare Krishna. The perfection of human life is to read Hare Krishna, is to chant Hare Krishna. And these incidents have made everybody in Germany to chant Hare Krishna. They all will have all their spiritual journey has started. Like that Prabhupada told. It's an Acharya's vision of looking at things, right? Now, yes, as I said, the whole unity aspect, the whole family aspect coming together to pray for the devotee was exemplified. And I personally, one of my friends told me that as a community, how strong you are, that for this 1-2 devotees who went through such difficulty, the whole world came together. ISKCON looked like a real and international organization. And most of the people liked the way we protested also. We did not create any violence. We did not go and act upon the other religion, Mohammedan, saying that you have done this, we'll do it to you. We went ahead and raised our voice and said, what you did is wrong. We are children of the same God. You're not supposed to do like that, right? So that was very clearly conveyed. Now coming to Prabhupada's, quotation in Abhay Charan about Gandhiji versus Subhash Chandra Bose, or about ahimsa. Let me also tell you that Prabhupada also told that this was I heard from a very senior disciple of Prabhupada, that Prabhupada never said no if there was a need for reacting. In fact, the entire Bhagavad Gita is based on that, right? When there is a need for you to react, you have to react. Not, in fact, Prabhupada's purport says, one of the places, not acting at the time when it is required is more violence, right? Is more violence. You have to act. You have to protect. And when it comes to, and that's what you can see in the Leela of Amarish also, that we just discussed, that when the action was being taken against a devotee, God reacted. Sudarshan reacted. They made him suffer. So he came and surrendered, right? So the reaction is needed. And there is a need for Kshatriyas also in the society. There is a need for Brahmanas also in society. And ISKCON, as much as it produces Brahmanical culture, it doesn't discourage Kshatriya culture. No, it doesn't discourage. Yes, we are not full-fledged into such kind of activities. Sometimes that RSS or Bajrang Dal or many other institutions do. But it's not that we tell them no, that what you're doing is wrong. No, we need all the wings, all the natures of people coming and protecting dharma, right? We are into propagation of knowledge and encouraging people to understand the goal of life. So from ISKCON angle, this incident, I would say, has definitely increased the unity and a prayerful awareness across the world. Now coming to the devotee aspect of how the devotee has to understand what happened with him. Well, we all have got a material body. Recently, when Yugal Kishore Prabhu came, he was speaking to my mother. My mother went and she was asking, oh, what happened to my husband? He did this, he did that. What's happening is wrong. Yes, of course. But what Prabhuji told is, this is the best you get out of this body, right? On a lighter side, if you buy an automatic bike or you buy a Chetak, right? Bajaj Chetak. अब चेतक खरीदा है तो झुक के मारना ही पड़ेगा ना. If you bought a Chetak, you have to bend it down and put a kick. It doesn't start with the starter. So this material body, you got it. You have to go through this. The model itself is like that. What do you do, right? The model of the body is, it is going to deteriorate, as Lord Krishna explains very clearly. The 6 stages of the body. It is going to dwindle. It is going to die. So either ways, we are going to suffer in this body. But the beauty of a devotee going through the suffering against a materialist is, materialist's complete investment is in the body. For him, body getting destroyed is life getting destroyed. But for a devotee, he is already prepared for the body to dwindle, and he is mentally, like, okay, one day the body is going to go, but Krishna, I am going to come to you. right? For him, body going is painful from a physical perspective, but not from a mental perspective. Mental perspective is already prepared. But thank you, Krishna. Now I think I got the message that I can come to you. I can get out of this body. Bodies, devotee sees the body as a dukhi, asat, achit, nirananda, right? For him, the soul is chit, chit, ananda, and satchit ananda, right? Soul is satchit ananda, not the body. Body is asat, achit, nirananda. So devotee is very clear about it. So when you're losing this body, one after other part, one organ by one organ, one disease by one disease, we all are going to go through that. Everybody in this call, right? Like Yugal Kishore Prabhu, in the beginning of the lecture, he told, 50 years afterwards, your bank accounts will be there, you will not be there. Right? That was a profound statement. It had a lot of meaning behind it, that whatever possessions we have, maybe they'll remain, but we will not remain. We will all have to go. Now, what about the way it happened? He was beaten up. He was, the devotee was literally murdered. Was that a fair thing? Could he not have been given a much less painful departure? Well, Krishna would have definitely felt such incident. Krishna would have felt so much bad that his child, who is serving him, has gone through that, and Krishna is going to react on that, right? That is not something that Krishna wants it to happen, but it happens, and that incident triggers a lot of other things. Like you can compare it to the murder of Abhimanyu in the Battle of Kurukshetra. How brutally was he murdered? Right? He was surrounded and chopped to pieces. Literally beaten and chopped to pieces by whom? By the most so-called knowledgeable kings, Ashwadhama, Duryodhana, Karna, Drona, Kripacharya. What can you say? Even though Kripacharya might not have beaten him, but he was there watching it, right? He was part of it. And the result was paid by the Kauravas in the form of the most inglorious deaths. Not a single Kaurava died a glorious death. Just see the Mahabharata. Not a single Kaurava died a glorious death. Absolute inglorious death. Shakuni also died an inglorious death, right? Drona died an inglorious death, right? And Karna, he was killed when he did not even have the arms in his hands. Everybody were, took the reaction of that. So reaction will come. Like Shamada Prabhu was saying, there is this 1 year that took for the reaction to come. The reaction will come. And there is no doubt that, Lord Krishna will react to it. It's not like Lord Krishna says, okay, it's part of your body, it's your body, so you have to go through it. No, Lord Krishna will react to it, and things will happen. Just a matter of time, matter of course of time, it will happen. There are also many predictions in the scriptures about how long certain religions will even last. I don't want to name the religion name here, but there are some religions which will be vanished from this planet. Just a matter of time, right? Because of negative agendas, right? But we are not here to comment on any religion or anything, but we want to understand that is Krishna there to protect us? Of course is there to protect us. There's no doubt about it, right? But his protection will come in due course of time, and everything that has happened is sanctioned by him, and it is for a higher purpose. Abhimanyu's death triggered the whole war to get over. The anger that was needed on the Pandavas' front, the extra initiative that was needed on the Pandavas' front came from Abhimanyu's death, right? Then Krishna had to do less work to motivate them to finish the war, because they all could see what happened. It was absolutely unacceptable, right? So incidents in devotee's life definitely have a higher cause. Now, asking about answering to Anandaram Prabhu's question about why Krishna is what was that? He should react more now as compared to, he should protect his devotees more as compared to in Satyuga. Does he protect only his pure devotees? That was the question. Does he protect his
Devotees
only
versus pure devotees.
Yeah. Actually, he protects everybody, right? I mean, according to the Yuga. In Satyuga also there were very bad. In fact, the kind of villains that were there in Satyuga are not there in Kali Yuga. The villains in Kali Yuga are useless fellows. At the most, they cannot affect much. But think about Hiranyakashipu. He was killing Brahmanas left, right, and center. Whoever prayed Narayan, he was saying, you have to pray me only throughout the planet. I don't think any Hiranyakashipu is there today, right? So Lord himself appeared. There were more devotees on the planet, no doubt, in the Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, as compared to Kali Yuga. And one of the qualifications, Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatara Musama Patito Prabhu Na Pai Byara. Narottam Das Thakur says that the highest qualification for you to get Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy in the age of Kali Yuga is you should be the most fallen. Maybe that is the reason the most fallen country was first delivered, which is America, by Prabhupada. Right? He went there, and that is where he started. That no one can be more fallen than this, right? And he converted hippies into happies, and then he brought them and helped India to prosper. Now India has millions of devotees, right? It's please favorable and devotees. So the qualification is increasing for Lord's protection as Kali Yuga is progressing. Right, the more fallen you are, the more qualification you get. Like the satsangs we are conducting in gated communities. People in gated communities are what? People who want to enjoy this world, right? They go into the gated community so that they can have a great time with their family, swimming pool, clubhouse, and enjoy. Forget God, just you get 24-hour water, 24-hour electricity. They are totally materially conscious, totally materially. And where are the satsangs happening? In gated communities. So the most fallen are given the mercy first. So anyway, I'm just trying to put words across, but the point is Krishna's protection is more as compared to other yugas actually in this yuga. In the right, another way of looking at it is in the previous yugas, only when you meditate, you could experience Krishna. And how many people would meditate? Not many. And in the previous yugas, only when you did yajnas, you would get Krishna's protection. How many kings could do yajnas? Very rare, because very expensive, very elaborative. And in the previous yuga, the people who would do deity worship would get Krishna's protection. So how many would do deity worship? Not many, only in the temples. But now look at Kali Yuga. Anybody can chant Krishna's name. Holy name is the dharma, right? Everybody can get Krishna's mercy. Not only the people who do deity worship, not only the people who do tapasya or meditation or yajnas, every single person, and knowingly, unknowingly, agyata sukriti, they just say Hare Krishnas are useless. That also starts the mercy because he told Hare Krishna, right? So much is the mercy of Krishna is available for everybody, not only pure devotees. In fact, pure devotees are part of Krishna. We cannot say that he protects pure devotees. Pure devotees are part of Krishna. Krishna says in a verse in Bhagavatam, I'm not able to remember the verse. He says that pure devotees, I dwell in their hearts and they dwell in mine. They are very much part of me. You cannot separate pure devotees and Krishna. So Krishna is protecting his body when he's protecting pure devotees, and pure devotees are part of his body, completely spiritual, right? So I would never say that pure devotees are being protected by Krishna because they're part of Krishna. They're automatically protected. He doesn't have to put extraordinary endeavor to protect his pure devotees. Yes, but for us, he comes. For ordinary people, Krishna comes and actually tries to protect us. And his protection comes in various ways, in the form of Prabhupada sending his great devotees to protect us. Prabhupada coming in the age of Kali Yuga itself is indication that Krishna is not leaving us alone. Right? He's sending acharyas one after the other. And Krishna himself is coming in the form of holy name, provided we have faith in chanting that, which comes with a lot of service, right? I mean, why am I not getting taste in chanting? Why am I not believing that Krishna is the holy name? Why do I really have the faith that Krishna and holy name are same? All this will get reconciled when a pure devotee is happy with our service, right? So we have to serve. We have to serve to get taste in the holy name, and when we get taste in the holy name, we'll serve more, right? So it goes both the ways. So I don't know. Did I answer your questions, Padma Mataji and Anandram Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, anyone else can add? There were incidents, like I'll tell you one other incident that actually shook the devotee community was when some devotees from Chopati, they went on a tour, on a yatra to, I don't know that place. What was that place? Somewhere in Uttarakhand.
Muktinath.
Muktinath, Hare Krishna. Yeah. So very senior devotees. I mean, including a small child. She was a very, very sweet, known child. Even in social circles, and they all died. Horrible death. It was like externally, it was the most horrible death. And then immediately that made my Guru Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, who is the person who incepted the whole Chowpatty community. He traveled, even though health was not good, he traveled all the way from US to India when that incident happened. And he gave series of lectures just to instill faith back in the devotees that don't look at this incident externally. There is a lot to learn when such incidents happen. Of course, he also made a decision that people should not go on such yatras, right? Those places should not be visited, at least in groups, and it cannot be organized like that. That was also instruction given, because that was for protection of the devotees, right? Protection of devotees is also important. At the same time, Maharaj also told that whatever happened, don't look at it like a materialist looks at it. Though all those devotees, when it is told that the last thing that they chanted on the plane before it crashed was Hare Krishna. I think the black box or something came out, and they told, it was very clearly told that they did chant Hare Krishna. And Maharaj told that they did not fall on the ground; they fell into Krishna's arms. All of them fell into Krishna's arms, right? Krishna hugged them and took them back to Godhead. So those are the words of a senior Vaishnav, like as well as Radhanath Swami Maharaj, which will be true. So we cannot look at devotees' way of ending life. We should look at how he has led the life, right? How he has led the life. Ending life will happen to all of us. Either we'll die in ICU or on the road or some bathroom slipping and falling. I don't know how all of us are going to die. We all will die one day, that is for sure, right? I mean, whichever way, yeah, we'll die. But the most important thing is, how we have led our life before we left the body, and what was our consciousness, most importantly, before we left the body. That's what really matters. I'm speaking big words without realization, but this is what our acharyas have told. And one other last thing I would like to say is the word of Bhishma, Bhishma Dev. When Lord Krishna and Pandavas went to see him, Lord Bhishma Dev looked at Krishna and he glorified Krishna, and he told that these Pandavas were serving you, they're your personal associates, but still they went through so many difficulties in life. Only you with your sweet will can understand Krishna what you did. That is a conclusion, right? Like Akinchana Prabhu told, ultimately it's Lord Krishna's wish, right? So Bhishma Dev told the same thing. It's only because of you understand Krishna why you do what you do. We can't understand, but we are very happy that you are with us. So you are with us. That's the most important thing. Everything else is external. Yeah. Anybody else wants to add anything? Akinchana Prabhu, you want to add anything?
No, Prabhuji. Thanks.
Anandaram Prabhu, is it okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
You feel protected?
Yeah.
Okay, on the lighter side, two other things we should learn from Dhruva Muni's Leela is serve prasadam on time and don't crib if prasadam is not good. Because if you don't serve prasadam on time, there might be one Dhruva Muni standing in the line. So better be aware. Okay, and if you are trying to comment on the prasadam, then Sudarshan is behind you. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Yeah, Prabhuji and Mataji, please come tomorrow morning earlier. Come on, everybody, please come and help us in setting up the place. And don't come like guests. We are not guests. We are the hosts here. Everybody in this call is a host, right? And Nitai Gauranga are coming. Gaur Nitai are coming. That's a very big thing. Don't think that, oh, Gaur Nitai already came. They are in Mayapur. No, they are coming specifically to this part of the place. And Radhesham Prabhu is coming. Pure Vaishnava is coming, and some senior devotees are also coming. We should go and make the place beautiful. We should go decorate. It cannot be another Sunday morning. Just because they cancelled the morning Mangalarti and Bhagavatam class doesn't mean we all will get up at 9 o'clock and it's okay, let us go to VSK. No, you should be there by 7:38 so that you can help in decorating the place. Gaurnitai will know what you have decorated. Let me put it like that. When Gaurnitai will open their eyes, when they will first, the deities will see, they'll see, oh, this flower was kept by Arvind Prabhu, this flower was kept by Akinchana Prabhu. So they will see what all service we have done. And these service opportunities are very rare, right? How many times do we get deity welcoming happening? So please come forward, get up early, go to Vaishnav Seva Kunj. You can chant few rounds there also, right? And the whole day is filled with, is going to be so nice, right? So Radhesham Prabhu is taking 2 sessions. One is for the whole crowd and second is for few exclusively for preachers. He's going to be there till 5 o'clock in the evening. Can you believe it? I mean, holding somebody like Radhesham Prabhu with his busy schedule from morning till evening, right? Where else can you get such kind of opportunity, right? Be around, do the service, and you have so many cows there, right? You can spend time with the cows. Every time you go and brush little and run. Now you have 10 hours, right? 10 hours you can actually get connected to the cows. You can sit down there, play with the calves. You don't have to bring anything. No money, no donation, nothing you need to bring. Just come there. There is grass. I'm going to get some extra grass. Take that grass, give it to the cows. Right? They'll be very happy. Cows will be very. That's all they care. Right? For them, grass is like biryani. That is their feast. So you can, and Praveen Prabhu is getting some extra bananas. We're already getting big galas of bananas. You don't have to grow bananas also. So just come take a couple of bananas and feed them and spend time, get out of the houses. Corona is gone. We all have managed to kill Corona. So now we will come out of our houses, go into, Vaishnav Seva Kunj under the sun, beautiful environment outside. Summer has not yet started, the best time, spring, right? Spend time till evening. Some of us are going to remain there until 6, 7, maybe have a light dinner and leave. We'll do more kirtans. We'll have good association. And, the best time, I must say, I'm very much looking forward for it. So please come and do your services. Come early. Don't come late.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody was asking something. I just.
Prabhuji, I was asking just one thing. I don't know the story, Prabhuji, why Sudarshan Chakra is behind Dhruva Maharaja. Can you just, in few seconds, can you please tell me why it is so?
Why what?
Why Sudarshan Chakra is behind Dhruva Maharaja?
Dhruva Muni. Okay, you're asking Akinchana Prabhu to start the lecture again. so I mean, anyway. So the point. I mean, it's a simple story. I'll not add too much. It's basically Dhruva Muni came and he tried to hurt Amarish Maharaj. And Amarish Maharaj is a devotee of God, right? He tried to hurt, actually kill Amarish Maharaj. He tried to kill Amarish Maharaj by bringing forward through a curse a big demon to come and kill him, a fiery demon. And then because Amarish Maharaj is a devotee of God, he did not react back. He just folded his hands, closed his eyes, and meditated on Krishna. That Krishna, whatever happens, I deserve it. Whatever you do is your mercy. He just left it like that. And Krishna became very, concerned that my devotee is being hurt by this angry fellow, Durvasa. So he should be taught a lesson. Immediately, Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra, it came and it chased Dhruva Muni to kill him, actually. And Dhruva Muni started running, throughout the universe, protecting himself from the fire of Sudarshan Chakra, the heat of Sudarshan Chakra, literally behind his back, burning, right? So he was finally went to all the lokas and then he came back. Finally went to Krishna also. And Krishna, I can't protect you. My devotee can only do what I cannot do. My devotee only has to forgive you. Finally comes and falls at the feet of Amarish Maharaj. So Sudarshan played that role of punishing him or warning him, I must say. You should read the story. There is a lot to. It's a beautiful story.
Aradhya is telling me from behind, Prabhuji, that that was Ekadashi day, and he didn't offer prasadam to Dhruva Mahamuni. That's why he was angry. She heard, it seems. I don't know from where she heard.
Yeah. I mean, he did not break his fast. The Dhruva Muni claimed that you broke your fast. You have guests in the house. How can you eat before the guests? Just imagine in Kali Yuga, had Dhruva Muni come, he would not have had prasad only. told Prashad is over. I'm sorry, your guests you should have told and come. It is
Otherwise,
Satyoga.
out from Zomato.
It is Satyoga. So at least Amarish Maharaj was so nice. He told, I just broke my fast because the whole kingdom, will have to go through the reaction of it, because I'm doing this yajna for the whole kingdom. So he said, I have to break my fast, but he did not break the fast in a way by eating a grain. He asked the Brahmanas, and Brahmanas told him that drinking water is equal to breaking fast, and indirectly it is not breaking fast. So he drank some water. For that also he became so angry, and he reacted. But that's Durvasa for us, right? Introducing Mr. Durvas Muni. He will get angry for everything. So
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so thank you very much. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. All assembled devotees ki jai. Akinchan Prabhu and Shobha Kumari Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Hari Premanande.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.